Did you know there was a Sonic NASCAR? Not one, but two? Well, today we're going to be going over the NASCARs and basically Sonic's little history in NASCAR. It's not much, but there's some really interesting things I should point out about some games. I believe comic books are a part of this as well. And let's just talk about the cars and the year they were ran. Let's talk about the one which didn't really get much attention. I didn't even know this car existed until a few days ago. That's why I'm making this video. I knew about the Danica Patrick car. I didn't know Christopher Bell drove a scheme though, which hurts because I'm a huge Christopher Bell fan. Congratulations for winning last race. I'm very happy. But the fact I didn't know this car existed made me sad. I'm a Sonic fan, and I'm a Christopher Bell fan. And I didn't know this car was a thing. But this car, it ran at 2018 Brickyard, and there was really nothing besides the car. With Danica Patrick, there was way more than the car. I'll get to that later, but it was just a simple little car, which has Shadow and Sonic on the hood, just advertising Team Sonic Racing. So it's very fitting sponsor. I like this a lot. I don't like that the hood's white. I understand it, but I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, if they were to make it blue, it would just blend in with Sonic, so I don't blame them anymore. But yeah, Sonic and Shadow on the hood, and those are really the only two characters on the car. There's no Tails from what I can see. There's no Knuckles. Maybe they're on the back, but this image doesn't show the back. But I love the side design. Imagine that on a next gen. Imagine what they could do with a Sonic next gen car. That would be insane. Just imagine the amount of stuff they could put onto a car like that. But yeah, this looks really good. Looks like he's running fast, which is NASCAR, so they are going fast, which I love this scheme so much. As a GameStop car as well. I miss GameStop in NASCAR. They were so cool. They had some really nice cars. But yeah, this car is just good looking. Team Sonic Racing on the back, on the corner panel. It's a pretty good car. It would definitely catch my eye. It caught my eye when I saw it was like a community post and it showed it. Definitely caught my eye. So pretty good advertisement, I would say. They didn't go above and beyond though. Like the next car we're about to talk about being Danica Patrick, which they went really beyond. I don't know why this image is so blurry, but it is. Now this car doesn't look as good. Not even close. The car is, in my opinion, not that good looking. The GoDaddy guy kind of ruins it on the side, but they did way more advertising though for this. Here's a better look at the car. Did it say, yeah, okay, it looks like it ran at Texas. I'm not sure if this is the only race it ran at. It might have ran at more, but I'm not quite sure on that. But yeah, this is a better look at the car, I guess, on the side. Very blue. Very, very blue. I wish there was more Sonic theming. There's just not enough that really screams Sonic besides the hood and the side. They don't actually have like a giant image of him on the side of the car instead of the GoDaddy guy. Now, I'm not sure why they gave this car to Danica Patrick of all people. Like, really? Danica Patrick? You're gonna give this car to Danica Patrick? The worst driver in NASCAR, I would say. One of the worst, at least. Alright. At least they fixed their mistake when they did the Christopher Bell car, but still a bit strange you would go with Danica Patrick of all people. But you do you, I guess. There's also a fire suit, and why she looks so sad here. She does not want to be here. She does not want to be here. But yeah, there's also a fire suit, which kind of looks good. I like this suit a good bit. Okay, so this one might choose with Junior Motorsports. So I should mention that. And Bell was with Joe Gibbs, if anyone's wondering. Wondering, not wondering. I don't know what I just said there. Yeah, here's a better look at the Sonic logo. I wish they did more with this car. Because with Bell, you had, like, Sonic in the back. This is GoDaddy, not Sonic. That's disappointing. This on Bell's car was Sonic, not GoDaddy. There's too much GoDaddy, I would say. With the GameStop Sonic car, there wasn't much GameStop, which I was fine with. That's nice. But this, yeah, it's a GoDaddy, Sonic car, which is just very strange and kind of ruins the car for me, in my opinion. So do you want to know something that's more wild than Danica Patrick having a NASCAR sponsor? Her being in an actual Sonic the Hedgehog game. I'm not joking. this actually happened. This is the trailer for the game, and she's in the game. I'm not joking. Let me show you. Danica Patrick, everybody. Danica Patrick was in a Sonic game for some reason, and she was sponsored by Hot Wheels, and she was driving an Indy car for some reason. Was she driving Indy cars at the time? I don't know. Maybe she was. Also has GoDaddy, because you cannot leave out GoDaddy. That was her main sponsor for the longest time until her, like, when she was ending her career, basically. At the end of her career, they basically said, we don't want to be with you anymore. This car's weird. It has 6 wheels for some reason. Sega is sponsoring her. Sonic's sponsoring her. So is it his team? Is he sponsoring her to race? I don't know. It's such a weird car. Such a weird character. I think there's more weird characters. Isn't Wreck-It Ralph also in this game, if I'm not mistaken? It's very strange, but kind of cool. I just kind of... It's just sad that out of all the drivers, you picked Danica Patrick. And it's also sad that Christopher Bell wasn't a playable character in Team Sonic Racing. Like, if you give Danica Patrick the treatment, why didn't you give Bell the treatment? I would love to play as Christopher Bell in a NASCAR game. I mean, Sonic game. This Steam post actually says how you unlock her. Danica Patrick. Buy for 16 stars in World Tour. Not available in the Japanese version of the game, which is very strange. Just because NASCAR is more of like an American thing. That's my only guess. So yeah, which I don't know if she was DLC or not. I'm not quite sure if she was DLC. I mean, maybe she was just in the main game. A bit strange, but you never know. It doesn't mention DLC, so I think she was just a base part of the game, because whoever this guy is. DLC. DLC. So, I guess she was just the main part of the game. Yeah, that's how you unlock her. 16 stars. Very interesting character. So our last thing I want to go over is a comic book called Sonic Universe, where it's advertising Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform. And guess who's in it? Danica Patrick. She makes an appearance. I think this is her only appearance in the comic, from what I can tell. So yeah, doesn't really look like her. I really don't see it, but okay. Danica Patrick is a character that appears in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic series and its spin-off publisher by Archie Comics. She's a human race car driver from another reality, our world. She was one of the many participants around the of the second annual All-Star Grand Prix. I guess she realized how bad of a NASCAR driver she was, so she decided she'll see what she decided to race against hedgehogs because she couldn't beat the actual NASCAR drivers. That's my theory. I think you meant to put wrecking. I don't think that's what you meant to put. I think you meant to put wrecking, because this does not look right at all. See, I think you meant to put this. This is what you meant to put. Yeah, this is what you meant to put. I don't think you meant to put racing as her skills, because, not really any skills there. This is what she's best known for.
A lot of movement of these cars down the back straight. We see Danica under 10 right there. There she goes down on the inside. That car really got light. Wheels come off the ground. Wow.
Hey, look, her car flew just like the actual game. So she was invited. Who would invite her? Why? Wait, why? Why would you invite Danica Patrick? There were so many other Xfinity drivers who were better at the time. Alright. Interesting. Danica Patrick is the first real-life celebrity to make a full appearance in a canon story in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic series and its spin-offs. So, is this actually canon? I know this says canon here, but is this canon to, like, the main story? Because we know everything is canon at this point, but is Danica Patrick in the Sonic universe canon to the main Sonic story, like, right now? Like, Frontiers canon? Is that canon? Like, is she canon to the Sonic universe? Like, I'm talking Frontiers. I'm not talking, like, the Sonic, whatever this game was called, universe. I mean the actual canon Sonic universe. I don't know. But yeah, Danica Patrick was in a Sonic game, a Sonic comic book, and they sponsored her. And then Christopher Bell, he just gets a really cool car. He just gets a really cool car, to be honest. At least he has that. Everything else Danica Patrick gets, but him, he just gets a really cool car, which that's fine. That's fine, I guess. Better than nothing.